Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. Before we get into today's episode, I want to speak directly to the woman who's been doing the work, healing, growing, and showing up for love, but still wondering where it all leads. The Inspired Love Program is an 8-week journey if you're ready to stop performing, stop overfunctioning, and start creating a relationship that meets you in truth, fire, and wholeness. This isn't about fixing yourself. It's about remembering who you are and letting love rise to meet you there. So if you've been feeling the pull to go deeper, to break the pattern for good, or to finally be held in a container designed for the woman you're becoming, this is your invitation. You can find all the details in the show notes, and if that stirs something in you, follow that. Let's start your next chapter right now. Hey everybody, welcome to the Conscious Love Show. Whether you are single, you are in a relationship, or you're healing a broken heart, this show is here to inspire you, to remind you how beautiful, lovable, and amazing you truly are, and to give you the practical tools and insights to navigate from wherever you are right now to the loving relationship that you so deeply want to have. My name is Shane Kohler. I'm a certified transformational coach and trainer with over a decade experience helping people release their trauma and open their hearts to love. I've delivered seminars all over the world, coached thousands of people through my online platforms and programs, and every week I'm coming straight to you with the hottest insights and the best teachers around, bringing you powerful resources and profound conversations to heal your relationship with love, dating, and yourself. I'm so grateful you're here, and if it's your first time, welcome. You can count on me to always show up for you with my very best and a commitment to learn and grow myself so I can serve you to my maximum ability. Thanks so much for tuning into the show. I've got some awesome things planned for you today. So without further ado, let's dive in. So I'm going to take this question from Shivaman, asking, what if masculine energy around women is too safe and gentle that women in it questions the genuine potential? This is a great question. So this is the typical nice guy, bad boy type scenario, right? So what if, there's this really great guy, he's secure, he's gentle, he's compassionate, he's emotionally attuned, but I don't feel really good about that. Maybe I don't trust him, or maybe, maybe there's not a spark. There's not an intense attraction. So let's explore that. Let's talk about that, because this is a powerful question. And I want to say there are two answers to this question, and you'll have to kind of fill in the dots and see what you come up with around it. So answer number one. He really is a great, secure partner, right? He really is a genuine, good-hearted, secure partner. But you're not attracted to him because your nervous system is wired for danger. So on paper, you say, this is exactly the kind of guy that I'm looking for. He's kind, he's considerate, he's warm, he's safe, he's understanding, he's reliable, he's there for me, he's consistent, blah, 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 blah. But I'm not attracted to him because my nervous system is wired for danger, and I don't get turned on unless I feel a little unsafe in the dynamic. This is very common because, again, if you look at our upbringing, right, our childhoods, for so many of us, if not all of us to some degree, were not really safe. Even in the best of circumstances, right? So let's say you had money. Let's say you grew up in an environment where there was, a lot available. But even in the best of circumstances, a lot of women often had a father who was maybe a good provider, and he worked hard and he was physically present, but he was emotionally absent. Or maybe he was cold. And so, he was there in your life and he would, pay the bills and things like that, but there was kind of an emotional coldness about him. Maybe there was really high expectations, Like you're expected to do this and you're expected to do that and be the perfect girl and get good grades and all this stuff, right? And so even though you were maybe in the best of circumstances, theoretically, the energy didn't feel safe. And you internalized this idea that I need to perform and be perfect for love. So now 30 or 40 years later, you meet a guy who likes you exactly as you are. He thinks you're beautiful. He thinks you're wonderful. He thinks you're funny. He loves being around you. He doesn't create that familiar dynamic of you have to work and earn and prove yourself for love. That doesn't fit your blueprint. It's like if you spent your entire childhood trying to prove you're good enough for your father, trying to get good grades and check all the boxes and be the perfect, and like it was never enough, and your father always had this kind of emotional distance, that becomes your blueprint around love. So then you meet a guy who loves and accepts you just as you are. You're like, yeah, he's great on paper, but I can't receive that because it's been wired into my nervous system that love is only love if I feel that tension, if I feel that edge, if I feel like I'm not quite good enough, but if I try hard enough, maybe I will be. That's how we learn to feel love, and that's what makes us fall in love with someone. So that's the first answer. And that's very, very common. And like I said, the best of circumstances, right? You had money, you grew up in a good environment, but your father was just a little emotionally cold. What if your father was completely absent from your life? What if he walked out on your family? What if you grew up watching him beat your mother? Or what if he beat you? Right? So, like, I was talking about the best of circumstances. But if you follow the same logic, if you grew up in a household where your father walked out on your family, or if you grew up in a household where you used to watch him beat your mother, what kind of blueprint do you think you internalized about what love is? Love is violent, love is absent. And like, I don't think we really grasp how vulnerable we are as children. How every experience, everything we witness, everything we hear, everything we feel gets wired into our nervous system and it becomes our blueprint for life and love. So, in all of these situations, there's a real tendency that many of us are just not attracted to safety and security. We're attracted to danger. We're attracted to that edge that makes us feel like we're not quite good enough, and we've got to try hard and prove ourselves in order to become good enough. But now there's the second answer. And the second answer is that maybe he's nice, but he has no backbone. Right? And this is like a lack of masculinity, a lack of strength. There's something that, we have a complicated relationship with feminine energy in our world, but we also have a complicated relationship with masculine energy. And a lot of men have overcorrected because they're afraid of being perceived as an abuser, because they're afraid of being perceived as the bad boy, or they're afraid of being perceived as I'm only interested in sex, or they're afraid of being perceived as that guy. And so they overcorrect by being the nice guy. And they lose their edge. They lose their strength. They become soft. And, these are the guys that they're the best friends. They're the guys that the woman wants to go and talk to when the jerk left her. And then she calls her best friend and she sits and, he stays up all night with her, hearing about everything that this jerk did to her. And he's in his mind going, why are you with him and not with me? And the thing is that the nice guy doesn't activate anything in her body. Because going back to some of what we've talked about today with polarity, there's no polarity there. There's not that strength, that masculine edge that triggers that feminine fire. It's just bland, it's just vanilla. And so a lot of men have overcorrected. And this is the plight of masculinity in our world. And we don't have systems and rituals that teach men about healthy, strong masculinity. And so men either become dominant jerks or spineless vanilla nice guys. And the reality is that often the jerk, while he's an asshole, often has enough of that strong masculine energy to activate that polarity with a woman, where the nice guy just doesn't have that. And this is why, the whole thing, women are attracted to bad boys. I don't think women are attracted to bad boys. I think women are attracted to someone who makes them feel that spark. The thing is, the nice guy doesn't do it. And so what you really need is you need a nice guy who finds his spine, or a bad boy who finds his heart. And whether he started out as a nice guy or a bad boy, there's a certain level of growth he needs to be able to hold both. So to the question, it could be one or the other. It could be your own trauma preventing you from being attracted to a secure love. It could also be the fact that he's a great, nice guy, but he's also spineless and he doesn't activate anything in you. Often, it's a mix of both. Often, the women who are still being run by their trauma are the ones who end up chasing a bad boy while having a nice guy best friend. That's a perfectly congruent reflection for a woman who's still driven by her trauma. And when she heals, when she starts to outgrow that, what often happens is she loses attraction to the bad boy. She stops leading the nice guys on and saying, you're not really what I'm looking for, and I don't want to lead you on. Mm-hmm. But then what happens is it's a little bit lonely because she's walking this path alone for a while until she finds a partner who can really meet her in that deep polarity. So beautiful question. It's a powerful one. I love that topic because it's so nuanced and so powerful. So thank you for the question. Hope that opens something up for you. Lots of love. Thanks again for checking out the show. Please subscribe on whatever platform you listen to podcasts on the most. And I would love it so much if you leave a review and tell people what you think of us. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram @TheLivingRelationship to connect more closely. And I'm grateful to be supporting you on your journey to love.